How's it going, everybody? Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Today's video I'm going to be doing is about my fighter of the year, and in my opinion Teofimo Lopez is the 2020 fighter of the year. Now my backup fighter of the year would be Tyson Fury. The reason I have Lopez as my fighter of the year is due to him having the single best win of the year, beating Lomachenko, who was widely considered the pound for pound best boxer in the sport, or at least on my pound for pound list he was the pound for pound best in the sport. So for me that was definitely the best win of the year. Now in a year like 2020, you only really had one performance from all of the top fighters. In previous years you could get 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 fights in from the best guys in the sport. I think 2019 fighter of the year was won by Usyk when he unified the cruiserweight division, and you saw him in about 2 or 3 title fights throughout the year where he beat champions. So you had quite a resume to go on, which made things easier to pick the fighter of the year. Now in 2020 you only had, like I say, one performance from most of the top guys in the sport. So Tyson Fury, he beat Deontay Wilder early in the year, I think it was back in January maybe, and Lopez beat Lomachenko later on in the year. Now for me, the Lopez win over Lomachenko is much more impressive in my opinion, due to Lomachenko being extremely skilled and very technical and extremely intelligent in the ring. So I wasn't expecting Lomachenko to lose to Lopez. Now Tyson Fury's win over Deontay Wilder, in my opinion, that was expected by a lot of the hardcore boxing fans who weren't just impressed by highlight reel KOs and stuff like that. But if you really watched the first fight, and even before their first fight, you knew who the better fighter was. You knew who the more skillful, smarter, more intelligent, defensively blessed, and just overall better fighter was. You knew it was Tyson Fury. So coming into this rematch, you had already seen Tyson Fury outbox Deontay Wilder for 12 rounds in the first fight. So going into this rematch, it was, in my opinion, an easy pick that Tyson Fury was gonna pick up the victory. Now what Tyson Fury did in there was extremely impressive, the way he got the victory, because now I did think Tyson Fury had a chance at a second half stoppage in the rematch, but I didn't expect him to just come out and dominate the way he did. He just mopped the floor with Wilder from start to finish. He just brutalized him, he bulldogged him physically. He was too strong, he was too fast, he was too skilled, he was too smart. So it was a complete mismatch. So Tyson Fury has got one of the performances of the year, because he really just came out and dominated from start to finish. They just weren't on the same level. So the way he performed was extremely impressive, I'll give him that. But the opponent he was up against, in my opinion, like I say, you could tell before, from their first fight, that there was a huge gap in skills, and you knew Tyson Fury was going to go in there and put on a clinic in the second fight. Maybe you didn't expect him to come out and just, beat the hell out of Wilder in the way he did, but you expected Fury to win, and you expected him to win pretty comfortably. So it was an extremely impressive performance by Fury. But the performance that shocked me the most, that I wasn't expecting, was no doubt the Lomachenko win for Lopez, because Lomachenko, he's proven himself time and time again against the best in the sport. He's beaten, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 guys that were, on the pound for pound list already. And not only did he beat them, he would dominate them and he would make them quit because they just weren't on his level. So you're going in against that type of operator, somebody that is extremely high level, extremely skilled, extremely technical, and extremely intelligent. And not to mention, he has one of the best gas tanks in the sport, best footwork in the sport pretty much. So Lomachenko was, he was pretty much the best in the sport, and Lopez was going in there to do the impossible. So in my opinion, that victory over Lomachenko is the year's best win, point blank period. It might not have been the most exciting or the most, once you were in there, it wasn't that impressive of a win, in the sense that he didn't dominate, or there was no real excitement. The fight didn't quite live up to the expectations, because Lomachenko came out with, in my opinion, the wrong game plan. He gave away pretty much the first 5 or 6 rounds, and in the second half of the fight he fought his way back into the fight to make it quite competitive. I think I scored it 7-5 or 8-4 for Lopez. So in the end, it was a pretty competitive fight, and it wasn't the most exciting fight, but in my opinion, just beating Lomachenko wins you Fighter of the Year, because, like I say, he was pound for pound the best in the sport. In my opinion, I was not expecting Lomachenko to lose to Lopez, whereas I was definitely expecting Fury to come in and beat Wilder pretty comfortably. And in my opinion, just that win over Lomachenko, he's picked up almost all the belts in the lightweight division. In my opinion, that earns him Fighter of the Year. What are your guys' thoughts on who was Fighter of the Year, who had the best win of the year, who had the best performance of the year? So that's how I see it. I mean, I see Lopez as Fighter of the Year because he had the best win of the year. Fury may have had the best performance of the year, the way he came out and dominated an opponent. But in my opinion, the guy that beat the best opponent was Teofimo Lopez. And in my opinion, that is why he's Fighter of the Year. So thanks for listening, guys. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. Talk to me. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm right. Thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you soon. Cheers.